Hey, thanks for joining me. I've been getting a lot of people just recently asking me about the braking mechanism down through strike. The braking mechanism is really how the handle is stalling out at impact. Why do we need a braking mechanism? Well, of course, in a backswing, we are creating some set. We are creating some set, and hopefully that set in the downswing really starts to enable us to create some energy, obviously down at the golf ball. All too often, when we create good load in a downswing, that load comes from pulling on the handle. Now, whether you know it or not, you are pulling on that handle in your downswing. That pull generates the energy in the light end of the golf club that allows this golf club to really start to set. If you've got yourself a good grip, when you do start to load that golf club in your downswing, you really can have the opportunity to create some really explosive power. That explosive power is going to come from the pull and the swing. All of this is going on from above the waist. But of course, what's going on through our feet, so often when I see people on my lesson tee, is that the feet and the belt downwards are really dead in the water. So often that then kills off their hip turn. So when they then are inspired to pull on the golf club, invariably what ends up happening is that when they then pull on the golf club, they push with their right foot. Now when they're starting to pull and now they start to push with their right foot, before they know it, that ball is firing itself off to the right. That pull and opposition of the feet, which allows the golf club to start to unload. This unloading of the golf club down through strike is your opportunity to start to use the leverage that you've created. The leverage that you've created in your part backswing and part downswing. Because the light end can move so quickly, it really gives you that opportunity to generate some lag and load, which then allows you to start to feel the swing of the club head down at the bottom. I talked about the break phase in the downswing that has to occur in all golf clubs. Because if it doesn't, you're really going to battle to use the efficiency of a lever, which allows the club to set and unload. So the sensation of feeling that the handle is going to start to stall out and the club head is going to load is a very confusing one. And of course, if you're just using your wrists, it's not going to work out very well. Duncan Buck threw a little question at me today about how I'm feeling the braking mechanism. That's inspired today's video on really starting to understand how the left foot, the left shoulder, really starts to keep itself more in line. At the top of the backswing, when we're pulling on the golf club, if we're moving towards the target too, can you now see that my left shoulder is very much past the object ball? If my left hip starts to push back and I start to unravel my body, what this gives me the opportunity to do is to slow the handle down. Now at this point, whilst you might think that my hip is coming back and I'm starting to sit back onto my right side, what's actually starting to happen is my right side is starting to accelerate forwards. But it's really pivoting around a spot in the left hip that doesn't move past the golf ball. When that happens, as I start to pull and I start to push back, there's the opportunity to start to have that braking mechanism that allows the club head to swing. Now I can feel this amount of swing with the club head whether the ball is forwards in my stance, which will make my angle of attack up and the ball will bend to the left. If I feel exactly the same sensation in the downswing with my ball back in my stance, and I still feel the same swing moment down at the bottom, because I'm meeting the golf ball earlier in the arc, my angle of attack will be more down because I'm registering the strike earlier in my swing, 8.6 down. So this pull, load, swing, break phase in the golf swing occurs with all the golf clubs. And if you've checked out my recent setup video with the wedges, you'll understand how prevalent that is to good wedge play and controlling your ball flight. The break phase, therefore, must be recruited from not only the top of the kinetic chain, your hands and arms, but the bottom as well. Which is why I always inspire you, if you can, to get hold of a set of these wedges. Because these wedges really allow you to sense where the energy is being pushed from. The energy is being pushed from as I'm pulling on the golf club. Now I start to keep myself centered, which allows this club head to swing down at the bottom. Now, many of you, I can hear you saying, but Stuart, you're flipping at the bottom. Garbage, I say, garbage. Because a flip is an orientation of the face angle. A flip is when you're trying to rotate this club face. And so often, so many of you are just thinking about the head end. The more you pull the handle in the wrong direction, inside out, as most of you are trying to pull it because of the rubbish that's out there, is opening your face, and therefore you've got to turn the face down. So this swing moment of the club head, the more the handle sits underneath me and swings, look at how that face is swinging and unloading, but it's got some loft on it. If I drive the handle out to the right and I allow that club head to swing, because I've now got much less room between handle and ball when the club swings, I will have to turn the face down, which is the flip that you all dread. So the pull, load, swing phase, the break phase in the downswing, will really give you the chance to simply make the heavy end pass the light end, which every lever system must do if it's to be optimized. If it's to be optimized in energy that allows you to feel that your grip pressure can be light, that the freedom in your club can occur through strike to give you energy. So this wedge is very much a part of the break phase that allows the club head to swing. Yes, the energy is coming back, but if the energy was coming back and I was on a force plate, which foot would have the energy and the energy coming out of the ground with? Wouldn't be the right foot, would it? It would be my left foot. The foot that all of you are trying to push weight onto, that keeps you lateral, which keeps you shut with your hips. Garbage. Use your left foot in your downswing to allow the energy of that left shoulder to get pushed back and the swing moment of the golf club, so that you can really start to feel the pull, but yet you don't compromise the low point in your golf swing. You don't compromise the angle of attack. You don't compromise your path line. You don't compromise your face to path. But what you do is maximize the energy of this lever system. So at the top, with a good grip, go check that out. With a good grip, you can pull it and load it. And when you pull it and load it, all of a sudden your feet will fire up and you'll be hitting it down the fairway like never before. But the harder you pull, the more you must use your left foot. And so as I pulled hard there, I didn't push back hard enough. My right side didn't move around the golf ball enough. It didn't move around the golf ball enough. It didn't swing enough. So as I pull it harder and harder, the more I must push back with my left side to get my right side to swing around and square the face to path up, as opposed to driving sideways. So this swing phase in the golf swing is crucial to maximizing your energy, maximizing these 4 data points on the screen. Let's kick those away. If you're tired of paying too much for your premium leather golf gloves, head over to gxgolfgloves.com. These are gloves trusted by tour players and elite amateurs alike. Use my code good coaching to receive 10% off your next order. Go try them out. You won't be disappointed. Unload a golf club and let's pull the golf club for England and hit that ball down the middle. Over and out. This is good coaching.